Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to another episode of ETS2 Showcases, and today I'm going to be doing my first look at the 1.46 open beta for Euro Truck Simulator 2. So if you want to opt into this 1.46 open beta, it is of course the public beta. You can go into the beta tab under ETS2 in Steam and opt into it. There's no password required. I would recommend removing mods. It's kind of my normal thing I say all the time, just for safety reasons, for the sake of your save. And other than that, just enjoy 1.46 and all it has to offer. Starting with the ownable chemical trailers, over here in ETS2 we have one style of trailer basically. In ATS we have a drop tanker version as well. Here in ETS2 we have the paint version and then also the chrome, which you can paint as well, so keep that in mind. But overall it's chrome and then paint for the body type. Only single chains, same on ATS. Now, when it comes to chassis, you have two options, a 2-axle or a 3-axle version. In the video, I'm using the 3-axle because honestly, why not? And in paints, you have your very standard paints. Obviously, because this is white, it's standard white. That's kind of as plain and simple as it goes. And you do have some of your different color options depending on what DLCs you have. And in accessories, you have your standard, what the front of the trailer looks like. So in this case, it's paint or chrome. Your lights along the side, your different tire options, and then obviously the little under kind of carriage or under trailer options, as in tires and various protection plates and storage boxes. We also have the company browser, which in my opinion is absolutely amazing. I use this thing all the time. I've actually already used it for this delivery as well. I used it on ATS. I'm using it here on ETS2. Very handy to see what cargo types are available in each city and what the different industry types there do offer. So it's really quite nice overall. So for today's delivery, we're here in Madrid and we're heading down to Pertaliano. That's how I'm going to say it. I know it's completely wrong, but please forgive me. The reason why I'm over here in Madrid, because one of the features in 1.46 is this little area over here on the eastern side of the city. So if we come down here, originally you could go on the A3 here and you just would go by, and this entrance or highway exit was always closed. This is a new area that was already highly detailed, but just not completely finished, I guess, in the last few updates. So SE Software has completed it, added a new industry type, which as far as I know came in with the Austria revamp, which is this kind of heavy equipment facility down there. And now on to drive shaft torque, which is something that you see more on American trucks, but do happen here on your European trucks as well. The best way to show you this is by demoing. So if I have the parking brake engaged like I do right now and put in gear and just throttle a little bit, you'll see the cab just start to twist. Of course, the pop-up's going to be annoyed at me because I have the parking brake on, but as I just go to accelerate, the cabin just twists a little bit. That's because of the torque load that's going through, obviously, the frame of the truck, through the drive shaft to the rear wheels, and it's just causing the body to rotate a little bit. And it generally does tip a little bit forward as well, but it's kind of hard to see, especially here on ETS2. I'm going to admit, on the ATS first look video, I actually ended up shutting it off. I got a little annoyed with the tilting of it. I'm going to leave it on today on ETS2 just to see how it is. I think overall it will be better. At least that's what I'm hoping. And then I would love to see a slider added if it's possible, just so we can phase it in as much as we can. But nonetheless, 1.46 definitely has quite a few neat features. So let's get this Volvo Globetrotter started up and get on the road. We've got quite a bit of stuff to talk about because it has been a little bit since I've been here in ETS2. And, well, big thing off the top, you may be wondering, why is this Volvo Globetrotter pink? Well, that is because it is Pinktober, my friends. SE Software does a lovely event every year in October, and they've done it for quite a few years now. And it is for the pink charity event, basically. Now, it was originally a community event when it came out, but now it's just a bit of a celebration and part of charity for cancer awareness and also research. So you can check out, if you want the skin that's on the truck itself, not the trailer. I just painted it pink because unfortunately the DLC doesn't have skins as of right now for the ownable chemical trailers, but the pink charity ribbon pack for ATS and ETS2 is available on the respective game store pages, and it's a few dollars, but it goes towards cancer research, and it's a really nice charity. And so I wanted to, of course, with this 1.46 first look here on ETS2, pay tribute to that and of course support the wonderful cause that it is. And you may also be wondering, why in the world did I not do a Prime News on the 1.46 open beta launch for ETS2 and just go right into a first look video here in game? Well, simple answer for you. I wish it was a little bit more complex, but really I had a choice. I could either make a Prime News or record a video in the time that I had on the, well, I'm recording this on the day of launch here for the blog post, at least for 1.46. Whether or not, I guess I should say the day after, I guess it is. Not the day of. I saw it today, but I think it was technically yesterday because I was busy, unfortunately. But I'm recording it a day or so after the official blog post launch. So when I saw that, I had the choice basically to do the Prime News or this, and I had time for a video, and I decided just, you know what, I'm going to do the first look and basically get that out there, because I think with the changes that are in 1.46, so many things are virtually equivalent, no pun intended, between ATS and ETS2. The Prime News, I would have felt, would have been basically the same thing as the ATS 1.46 open beta kind of Prime News video I did, just with some ETS2 screenshots of the same things, plus obviously the Iberia DLC changes and some of the additions around this area. You know, really, it was just a tough decision, something I had to kind of stand on and choose which way I was going to go, and I decided to go this direction. I think it's perfectly fine, and so that's why I did a bit of a almost Prime News-esque summary at the beginning of the video. So then just going through, of course, I went through all the changes, so I won't repeat that again, but obviously Ownable trailer, or Ownable chemical trailer, that is, really nice addition. I always like having ownable trailers, and for that matter trucks, in ETS and ETS2 and ATS. It's just, anytime we get new content like that, it's just so nice to play with and be able to just try different things. Now, you know, some would say it's maybe not the most visually appealing combination in the world, and maybe not the greatest way to show it off for the first time, but that's all subject to your opinion. I honestly think this actually looks pretty good. It's definitely not the ugliest truck in ETS2. Totally not a hint, nudge, nudge for a video I did a while ago on ATS and ETS2. I configured probably the most ugly trucks you could possibly do, and do a delivery with it, do a showcase with it. So if you want to check out that video, and both of those, both ATS and ETS2 version of the ugliest truck videos, they're very funny, at least to me, to kind of see, and you can check that out. Just search on the channel for it if you'd like to check those out. So on the ETS2 side of things, other than 1.46, it's been fairly quiet, and obviously the Pinktober event now that, or I guess posts that just came out, really the whole spotlight, and I guess unfortunately for those who are big fans of ETS2, is on the American Truck Simulator side. ATS has had a ton of new content come in. Obviously, we've just had the release of Montana, and, well, soon to be Texas as well. Almost rumored to come in with 1.46 or just after. So there's a lot of buzz on the ATS side, but here on ETS2, the whole Heart of Russia saga, I won't get into that anymore because we've talked about that plenty, and a lot of content creators have dived into it as well. It's one of those things that really kind of halted the progress of ETS2 in a way. Now, SCS Software has done a pretty good job of trying to kind of work their way around the situation that did unfold, unfortunately, with that DLC. And now we do have some hit and miss news, really, on the West Balkans DLC. I guess a little while ago now, we did get another blog post on the West Balkans talking about some of the industry types, new industries and ones that we do have in other areas of the ETS2 map, and just in general some of the different factories and stuff that you may see across the DLC. I'm going to be honest, I cannot recall too many of those industries off the top of my head, so I'm not going to try because I'm probably going to get them wrong. It's been a little bit, and I honestly forgot to actually look and see what they were, but I do know that there were a bunch of them, and I did do a Prime News on that blog post, so you can search the channel for that. It's going to be the most recent West Balkans DLC Prime News I have done, so you can check that out if you would like. There are quite a few industries, I do know that. There was a fairly good list, and I do apologize that I can't recall off the top of my head. It's been a few weeks, well, I guess quite a few weeks since that blog post came out, and I slacked a little bit. Let's just call it that. I slacked a little bit in prep for this video, trying basically to get it recorded as soon as possible for you guys, and I just didn't do my research, or I guess I didn't study properly for the test of this video. Let's call it at that. But nonetheless, ETS2 has been a little bit more on the quiet side, and on this, I don't want to say on the back burner, but honestly a little bit on the back burner if you put it in all of perspective of the blog posts and the news coming for both ATS and ETS2. ETS2 has definitely had a little bit of a setback there in terms of just the content coming. It's unfortunate, but I'm sure once, whether it's the Heart of Russia DLC or if it's the West Balkans DLC that comes first, that will really jumpstart the ETS2 community once again. I know the community is very strong and it hasn't been kind of deterred from everything that's been happening so far, but unfortunately the news just hasn't been flowing and working in the community's favor. Once again, it is very unfortunate, but unfortunately there's not a whole lot we can do. Okay, you can come ahead out there, bud. I didn't know what he was doing. I forgot that the lane ends really close, so I almost cut him off. That was quite rude of me, but at least I gave him space, so that's all that matters. So yeah, there's unfortunately not a ton to talk about here, other than just, well, stuff happening around the channel. Well, I'm getting better, I think, on the... this is now another kind of more longer form content video sooner than later. Now, with that said, YouTube has been changing some things, and there's been some experiments happening, both on the front end where you guys see, and a little bit on the back end where more of the creators would feel the impact of it. I am going to have my absolute fingers crossed, every finger and toe on me, that hopefully this video can process reasonably, and for that matter, upload properly. Honestly, best bet, if you really want to know how this went, and well, you can also probably just judge off the timeline of when this video releases, and when the blog post was done, to see how it went. Check the top of the description. I'll put some little asterisks there or something in a little description of how my adventure with this video went, because I do know, as of, well, today when I'm recording this, and I think over the next day or two, there's some other experiments that are happening and changes and updates that may or may not affect some of the processing of videos that are going to be done, but I'm going to take a chance and basically full send it and see how it goes. Whether it actually turns out for me or not is the better question, but I guess you guys will find out. Nonetheless, hopefully this video gets up and gets to everyone quite easily, and hopefully everyone enjoys the content that I continue to try and bring to the best of my ability, to the highest quality that I can. Speaking about quality, or speaking, I don't know what I just said there other than speaking, but it was like speaking. Oh, my mouse, sometimes it works. You know, you ever get that time where you just want to say something and then you go to form the words with your mouth and it just doesn't do it? It just spits out gibberish. I encounter that more than I wish, especially when doing these videos. Some days are better than others, but you know what? You can just laugh about it and move on, and that's the goal about these videos, and that's why it seems like the community seems to like these videos that I do. Just very more off the cuff, not a crazy high editing to it, generally speaking, and just kind of a little bit more conversation-esque, and just kind of natural, which is really what I go for with these videos. Where was I going? I completely got sidetracked there with the fact that I couldn't speak. I've completely lost my train of thought. So we'll move on. Maybe also circling back to what I was talking about here. Channel. We've got, you know, stuff happening here. You may or may not have noticed a couple new things appear on the channel recently. I'd highly recommend you guys check those out if you can find them. There may not be much involved with them quite yet, but stuff is coming, so don't worry about that. But if you've noticed some things kind of appear around the channel recently, check those out, and I think you'll know what to do when you do find them. But don't worry, stuff with it will be coming, and well, that's all I'll leave there. So a little bit of a mystery hunt, a little bit of an Easter egg hunt, I guess, for you around the Prime Simulation channel. It's really exciting times. I've got so many plans. It's a matter of actually having enough time to launch them and do it to a higher quality. Oh, quality. There we go. Needed the keyword. Get that tag. That you know those YouTube tags? Get that tag back in my brain so I can think about it. Quality. I'll go on this tangent now because I don't want to accidentally spoil what you could possibly find on the channel. when it comes to quality, my goal very, very soon, hopefully into the new year, if not earlier, is to have a graphics upgrade for my PC. I'd love to be able to finally get a graphics card and to put in it now that stuff is actually, getting a bit better on that front. I'm really hoping I didn't take a wrong turn. I don't think I did. I think this is the proper town, I do believe. So we're going to find that one out very soon. I think it's actually the proper town. I don't know. It's not too long of a journey for today, but oh well. Well, I guess we'll find out. I am prone to taking wrong turns on the roundabouts. Quality. I am all over the place. I apologize. I'm really hoping to have a new graphics card very soon. They're, of course, now finally getting in stock kind of everywhere, and sales and the prices of them are starting to be actually questionably a bit more reasonable. Especially now with Nvidia and I guess AMD very soon, kind of launching their next-gen products, especially on the Nvidia side with the 4000 series and the astronomical prices that they're asking for some of them. I'm really hoping that the 3000 series, that would actually be, compatible with my system and worthwhile for me. I'm really hoping that they reduce in price even more as they try and clear the backlog that they have inadvertently created with the mass shortage of products. What is this guy doing? I need to get over here, dude. Please let me go. I'm not used to navigating these multi-lane roundabouts at all. I probably just did something awfully illegal there, but whatever. So that's the goal. Goal would be to get a new GPU that is a lot more powerful, open up the door so much more for different content, running at a higher quality, and actually, to be honest, a native higher quality, so that would also mean a bit of a display. I've discovered a new viewpoint. How handy. That would also include a bit of a monitor upgrade on raw quality. Whether I'd make the jump to 4K or just stick with go to native 1440p, that would be amazing, because for those who don't know, my 1440p uploads aren't technically 1440p content. Unfortunately, they are actually just 1080 that I scale up so then YouTube actually processes it with their better encoder, so you guys can see it a lot nicer. But on my end, it's just 1080p, so the raw content itself is only so high quality. And I've also got some plans for audio upgrades as well that will really make things better. Where do I have to turn in? Do I turn in up here, or... I think I do, yes. I think this is the fence that opens. So let's swing it around here and try and turn in. I am not in an American truck, so it is a bit easier to do so. Make sure we're not going to take out the fence. Oh, we got plenty of room. Plenty of room. So that's all good. But no, I've got some plans for some really nice upgrades here, and I think our parking spot's just over here, which it is. So how do I need to back in here? Definitely not the way I'm going right now. I've got some really neat plans and some ideas for upgrading the quality here on the channel. It's just a matter of being able to actually implement that. Where do I need to go? I need to... Whoa, way over here. I'm not used to ETS2 whatsoever. So this is going to be a rough little reverse here. Oh, I'm going the complete opposite direction. What am I doing? What? What is this? I don't even know. That's just embarrassing right there. All right, let's try and actually get this thing lined up before I make even a bigger fool out of myself. I think I have... I don't think it's steerable axle, or maybe it is. Actually, we're going to do this from exterior view, not because I want to cheat. I want to see if those tires twist on the trailer. I think some of them do. I'm not quite sure. And there's also just a very tight turning ratio here on this Volvo Globetrotter. So let's do this now. I think we're okay. But no, I got some really cool upgrade plans and, of course, other content then that it can come. Because right now I can't, I legitimately cannot run flight sims at all. That's not even in the picture. If I could, it'd be running at 30 FPS and it'd be probably 720p. Because my little 1650 struggles on anything higher quality. It runs ATS and ETS2 fine in some of the racing games, but I'd like to dive into some of the other stuff, more realistic, newer gen stuff, that the 1650 and its 4 gigabytes of VRAM just can't handle. So I'd really like an upgrade, a fairly significant upgrade too. That way, it can my PC is actually built more for a higher quality card than what's in it. It was just I built it during the GPU shortage. So there's only so much I can do. And long story short, I really want in the kind of near term goal here to have a new upgrade for that so then new content can come and we can continue to grow even better. Just open up stuff. And the audio stuff will come as we go. I've done some recent upgrades that are just minor, but really clean things up. Hopefully you guys have, in a way, not noticed it, but also noticed it as well. But nonetheless, 1.46 is an amazing update. Highly recommend it. Sorry for being a squirrel all over the place. It has been a day here and a fairly interesting 48 hours for me after doing the Prime News and ATS Showcase in the same day for the ATS side, with it turning out very well and also having that video launch and actually seeing how well it's been doing. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. I do appreciate it a lot. And I'll be back here on ETS2 very, very soon with some more content here in 1.46 and of course beyond. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.